Hey everybody, Adrian H here from Great Life. Welcome to this video. This is a general reading for all the different zodiac signs. Okay, so today is September the 8th and tomorrow, September the 9th, 2020, we are going into Mars retrograde. Now, many of you may be aware of Mercury retrograde, and everybody's normally tripping when it's Mercury retrograde, but all the planets really go into retrograde. And if you don't know what the retrograde is, it's actually an optical illusion, because what you have is you have the entire universe, or the zodiac with all the planets really, and they all sort of move, if you want to think of it, in a big circle. But because some planets are closer to the sun and other planets are further away from the sun, because they're all rotating around the sun, there will be some times when it will appear that that one planet is actually sort of moving backwards, when in fact all that's really happening is that one is moving sort of closer in the circle to the other. So it's almost like when you have two trains passing each other and one train is driving faster than the other one. So it might appear if you are sitting in the train that's driving faster, it appears that the one next to you might be actually moving backwards, but in fact it's not. It's just that you are moving faster. So with the planets, when the ones closest to the sun, obviously they orbit faster, they sort of do the circle faster or quicker than the ones on the outside, for example, like Jupiter, which is way out there. So Mars is quite close to the sun. It's called the red planet, and it is ruled, or the ruler of Mars is Aries. Okay, now when we have a retrograde, it actually affects every sign. So it doesn't really matter what your zodiac sign is, it affects all of the zodiac. You may have seen that yesterday I posted an article on my H and Great Life Facebook page, which is by a very good friend of mine who's also a tarot reader as well as an astrologist. It's actually really, really amazing. So if you want to go and have a look at it, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm going to read you short little snippets, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a card for each zodiac sign. So I'm going to start with Aries and walk all the way through to Pisces. And it is the card that I'm using for you today is by Carl Gray, and it's Keepers of the Light. It's quite a beautiful, beautiful deck. I did an unboxing video on my YouTube channel for that as well. So just going to read you just a little bit about what is on the blog. I'm not going to give all of it to you. You're more than welcome to go and have a look at it yourself as well, to see how that relates with your sign. Remember, it's always general guidance. Personal reading is always better. And then I'm going to end off with a very simple way you can use a crystal to sort of ease you through some of the difficult stages in life. I think a lot of us are going through very difficult stages right now, and so as a crystal healer and somebody who uses crystals in all that I do, my Reiki sessions, and there's some crystals over here that you actually can't even see, because it's about balancing energy. All right, so apart from the ones that I'm actually wearing, it's like multivitamins for your energy field, really. That's the way that I see it. So I'm going to show you a very simple technique at the end of the video, how you can use a crystal that is very easy to find and that is inexpensive, and how you can help it to really, really assist your life. I think it's one of the crystals that is most almost overlooked in a way, but it's one of the most beautiful crystals you can possibly use. So I'm going to put it right over there so I don't forget. It's there. And let's start. So we're going with so all the different zodiac signs, and this is for you right now, but also through the period, sort of, the retrograde itself, which starts tomorrow on September the 9th, which obviously is also still associated with that 9/11 energy. So apart from the lockdowns and the coronavirus and everything that's happening in the world at the moment, there's a very strong energy coming out, a very strong sense of almost sort of needing support, feeling very sort of cornered, many of us. And that is why I want to share the crystal technique with you, because it is so, so helpful. This retrograde is quite a long one. It goes through all the way through November the 13th, so it ends in Scorpio actually. And Scorpio is also, in a way, even though we are all affected by all the planets, there's also ruling for Scorpio by Mars. All right, so we are starting off with Aries, and Aries is obviously going to be a huge week for you. Definitely one of the biggest this year because your ruler, your sign, your planet, your sign, your planet goes into retrograde. And this can spell passion, frustration, especially when it comes to love. So let's see what we have for you with the Keepers of the Light. Also, especially, okay, so the top one coming out there for you. Actually, I'm going to draw all 12 cards for you, so we don't have to go through the whole shuffling one by one. So let's put them like that. So Aries, and then I'll just keep on speaking to you while I'm going through. So I also recorded some readings for you that I'm releasing this weekend. Probably going to come out on Thursday on my YouTube channel, which is for love, for twin flame love, because all of us want to know about twin flame love these days. What's going on with twin flame love, and so I decided to do some readings for you for that. Now, always remember that obviously with a general reading, it's general guidance, which will, you feel it and it will resonate with you. But remember, a personal reading is always going to give you best, because, or most rather, because remember, there's more than 7.5 billion people on this planet. And so always take with readings what resonate with you, but don't try to make the story your own. Okay, so you're more than welcome to go check that out there, and your September readings are still there as well. So, Aries, charity. And it says, prayer and contemplation, connect with heaven and ask and you shall receive. All right. This is a time when you can really, really ask what it is that you'd like to receive from heaven, and it can really come through to you quite strongly right now, in actual fact. So even though your ruling planet is going into retrograde, remember, retrogrades always show us the things that are not working out in any case already. So a lot of times, there's a belief that they actually bring about sort of, craziness and wildness, and I mean, a planet like Mercury, poor planet, it's almost like sometimes, that they say this planet's savage, but it kind of highlights the things that are already not working out. And if you can see what is coming up and you are willing to open your heart, mind, and soul to healing what's coming up, it can actually be a very healing period for you with any planet that really goes into retrograde at any particular point in time. Okay. Taurus. Over the next couple of months, you can feel a little bit frustrated, but you won't really show it, and this is one of those periods where you can actually really suppress how you feel. So on the outside, you actually seem quite happy, but on the inside, you're sort of like, like a bubbling pot, and it's not the healthiest sort of thing to do in this world, really, because, apart from an energetic aspect, it's not good for your health. It's not good for your body. And if the body's not doing well, then everything else suffers, because in order to be a soul, having a human being experience, an optimum human being experience, we need a good, healthy body. All right. Krishna is, so Taurus, the card that you got from the Keepers of the Light is Krishna. All right. Krishna, devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. Okay. So that is for Taurus, reminding you that you are loved unconditionally. Geminis, the Zodiac twins, how are you all doing? All right. Gemini, this is a time when you can sort of get yourself into hot water. With Gemini, sometimes it's a bit of a tendency, especially because they get, you get bored quite easily sometimes, where you can sort of get yourself into hot water, and this is no exception right now. Okay, so this is a time where it's good to, obviously focus on personal relationship, love, romance, those sort of things. But really don't forget to take personal time for yourself right now, because this is a period where you can really feel overwhelmed, you can feel cornered, and you sort of want to break out with everything that it is within you. All right, you, Gemini, has got Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given, dance with the universe. Cancerian, Jupiter moves direct in your commitment zone this week, Cancer. And so, which might actually be very good news for you, for all of you that are looking for love. When we speak about freedom, this can be one of those periods where you're either, you've maybe been feeling a bit lonely and isolated, so you get into a relationship, but generally with this particular point in time, especially with Jupiter moving direct, you can, especially if you've maybe been single for a while, or, there were different options and things weren't going so well, you might actually find yourself going into very healthy relationships right now, which is fantastic. If you've been in a toxic situation for a while, you might actually find yourself actually stepping away right now. So it's that freedom of the heart for this particular period in time. And from Keepers of the Light for you at the moment, Cancer, it says hope. Okay. Love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. All right. Choose loving thoughts for you right now. Leo, feeling a bit out of sorts at the moment. Things are going a bit crazy at the moment. Your ruling, your rulers obviously is the Sun, making opposition to the confusing planet of Neptune. And you may feel, there could be sort of issues of maybe feeling a little bit of self-worth, feeling that your boundaries are pushed, concerns with money. This is really a period of growth for you. Growth is so important for you right now, Leo. This is a period where you're going to focus on healthy growth. All right. And look at this. Lady Nada is the card that comes out for you, and it speaks about heart awakening. So it's about that healthy sort of awakening. All right. Awaken to acceptance and divine love, give and receive in balance. Okay. Virgo. Virgo, you're probably going to feel that something is kind of off at the moment. You're going to feel that it's almost like your boundaries are being pushed, but you don't really feel that you sort of got control over it. And this could be boundaries in everything: work, money, romance. Sometimes with Virgo, like when somebody tries to sort of like play a little bit of a sneaky game, you will know what they are doing. You might actually find yourself at a period where it's very difficult for you to distinguish, am I actually right now? Am I not right? So sort of, there's many emotions that you can sometimes push down a little bit. They can actually come out now. But this is also not too bad, because this is a period of incredible growth for you right now. So a lot of things might be coming out, but those are actually things that might also be stunting your growth in the first place, in any case. All right. And you've got Jal Cool, Dharma unfolding. All right. And it says, remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. Everything doesn't need to be done at sort of all at once. You can take your time with things. All right. Libra. You may kind of go into a period where there's sort of drama. It's sort of like things are working out. Life, romance, emotions. Things are working out, but there's also quite a lot of drama coming up in areas that you didn't expect to have drama, And the reason why that is really happening is because obviously you're all about balance. So certain periods where there may have been a lack of balance, and you may not even have been aware of it, because you're so set on actually moving forward. There might be certain things coming out, that you didn't expect to come out, and even some conflicts coming out. And obviously, you don't really like conflict, but it might be coming out. And what is coming out for you? White eagle, ancestor spirit, knowing that the ancestors are with you. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. So obviously with the spiritual regression hypnosis sessions that I'm so passionate about doing, which at the moment is on an online session, it's also a lot of times it comes out that a lot of the things that are holding you back, which can be in your family lineage, because when you really think about it, as human beings, we are really one big recycling project. When you think about it, you come from two human beings that come together, you form, life, or you're really an extension of life. Sorry. And a lot of the patterns, a lot of the beliefs, a lot of the habits that we have are really adopted from our family, from childhood, which they got from generation to generation, to generation. And it's literally what, you may or may not be a biblical person. It's totally irrelevant, but it's what the Bible speaks about when it says, that that a family curse can go from generation to generation to generation. But then also when we heal that pattern, then you can also have a blessing that goes from generation to generation to generation, because nothing in this world is an isolated event. Whatever you do today has an impact on everybody else, and always the example that I like to make, you never know the person that you come across, what might be happening in their life. And, maybe you go to the store and that, the cashier or the person packing your bags or security or whoever God, they're taking a lot of pressure at the moment. And just the fact that one person is nice and friendly and actually acknowledge that person can make all the difference in their life. But it always starts with us. All right. Scorpio. Mars is your traditional ruler, so obviously, the retrograde is gonna affect you quite enormously. All right. Not so much on romance. You might still be feeling some tension from some relationships that you may have had that might not have worked out. But work right now, especially for you Scorpio, work right now. You want to really watch on that. Don't. This is a period where you can sort of become those overachievers. Like, for example, with Virgo. Sometimes Virgo can go into that negative sort of energy where they work too much. And you can sort of go into those patterns right now. So be mindful of that your intention might be positive to sort of want to do all the positive and all the good right now and get it done and move forward and go, 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 go. But, again, as we had right in the beginning with Aries, you want to be, sorry, no, not Aries, it was with Taurus. That you want to be mindful that your body doesn't suffer as a result of it. Remember, it's all about balance. You still need to get the sleep. All right. You are still a human being. Commander Ashtar. Serious vibes here, Scorpio. It says call to action. Take charts, lead by example, and walk your talk. Walk your talk. Sagittarius. Mars retrograde is in your zone of romance, lust, desire. Okay. This can actually be one of those really sort of cool times of the year for you where things can really happen for you, okay? You can maybe enjoy some no strings sort of attached experiences, but you want to be very sure that you make that very clear right from the start, all right? If you are in a committed relationship, in fact, you might sort of have the opposite at the moment where you might sort of lose a bit of the passion right now. And if you are feeling that way, it's always a good thing to communicate this with your partner. Otherwise, there may be some unhappiness that didn't need to be there in the first place. Okay. You have got Saint Germain, karma releasing. Okay, and it says, move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. Make room for good energy. All right. Which is what we were just speaking about. Capricorn. This week, especially this particular week, it's all about you, Capricorn. You're feeling very positive about the future in general, which will obviously affect your relationships in positive ways. This can be romance, this can be all relationships, okay? Can affect sort of like this Mars retrograde, especially in the beginning, can sort of affect your home areas. in the home, the tension, that sort of stuff. So be mindful of that. Now's the time to really act as a team. And divine director, intervention, and purpose is the card that you are getting. And it says divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided, and happiness is your purpose. All right. Aquarius, 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 Aquarius. Mars heads into your communication zone. All right. You might actually find yourself being sort of more provocative than than you might normally be before. But you want to be careful of burning bridges right now. Your tongue can be a little bit sharp right now. Now, obviously, I'm not recommending that you are toning yourself down or that you're not honest and truthful to yourself. But what I'm just saying is that you want to be careful right now of not unnecessarily burning bridges. All right. You have got Paul the Venetian experiencing grace. You may also feel that in your personal life, there may be things that really push your buttons. Okay. So maybe take a little bit of time out. Go and rage in the mirror and go like, profanity, profanity, profanity. Paul the Venetian experiencing grace. That's what you got, Aquarius. And it says, share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. That's so good. And then we're going with Pisces. Now, Pisces, this is very heavy energy for you. You may find this very confusing. You may really feel very overwhelmed right now. This is the time to be kind to yourself. If there's ever been a time to be kind to yourself, Pisces, this is it right now. Okay? It just seems like your desires are not coming true in your relationship, in your life. Lots and lots of conflict you could be feeling right now. Okay. That is obviously if your sun is in Pisces. Okay. And you got the Holy Spirit. Expect miracles. From very wild situations, a lot of good can come sometimes. And it says, remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. All right, so that is just a run through for all the different zodiac signs for the Mars retrograde. I wish you all beauty, love, and light. And I wanted to share with you a technique with a crystal. And we're using rose quartz. Rose quartz is found on every continent on planet Earth. It's a very affordable stone. I've been saying to everybody for a while now that I foresee that rose quartz price is really going to spike. So at the moment, you can still find them at very, very good rates. You can find good quality at very good rates. And I would recommend that you stock up on it. Okay, so rose quartz is a crystal that it's all about love. It's all about compassion. It's all about kindness. And since things can be going a little bit wild at the moment, I felt that rose quartz is such a perfect crystal, for that sort of energy. Now, you may obviously see this video at any point in time, but if you are interested, in September the 26th, 2020, I've got an online workshop with it's really law of attraction. It's really about abundance. How your thoughts shape your world, how what you focus on actually shape your world. But crystals can help because crystals got beautiful energy in them. And also, crystals have got an energy output the way that they work. They've got an energy output that doesn't change. And the human body is mostly made out of water, consists mostly out of water. And so we can absorb that energy. And that is how crystal healing really works. So, so beautiful. One of the most beautiful sessions that you can probably ever have. Okay. So what you can just do, you obviously, it's always important to recharge your crystals, and a simple way to do it, especially with rose quartz, you can leave it out in the moonlight, which is beautiful to recharge it with positive energy when it's full moon. Or you can also put it out in the sun, just to sort of discharge from that energy, that it might absorb, or because it's like a sponge, the energy that is not serving you best, the negative energy that is not serving you best, it sort of extracts those low vibes from you, and it goes into the crystal lovingly so. So what I always recommend is taking a nice deep breath into your heart space with your crystal that has been charged, and connecting from your heart space with the crystal, and just allowing that energy to flow. Just allowing the divine energy to flow, because remember, we are all energy expressed. I do not believe that we own crystals. I believe that for me, the idea of owning a crystal is about as ridiculous as the crystal owning you. Okay, but I do believe that we are working together. We are all energy express. I'm a human. I'm a soul or energy expressed in human form, and this is energy. This is a soul expressed in crystal form. And so it's about connecting with the loving parts of yourself. All right. I wish you all beauty, love, and light, and I will see you next time. Namaste.